In our previous lecture, we have derived the power method for finding the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of a given matrix. We produce automatically the required eigenvector corresponding to that eigenvalue also as we proceed on with the power method. Now, let us just briefly describe what we have, what is the power method. The power method, we had written it in this form. Now, we start with any arbitrary initial vector. So, let us take V naught be any arbitrary initial vector. Of course, we shall assume that is non-orthogonal to the required eigenvector. So, it is non-orthogonal to the required eigenvector. Then we have defined the power method as follows. We form the vector y k plus 1 as A into V k. So, therefore, setting k is equal to 0, I can get y 1 from here. Now, before we proceed with the next step, we would like to normalize such that the largest component of this y is 1. Therefore, I would now write V k plus 1 as the vector y k plus 1, divide this by the number m k plus 1, where this m k plus 1 is the largest element of y k plus 1. So, I will take this vector, take the largest component with respect to this, I should write this as maximum with respect to r. So, this is the largest component in magnitude. I will, you can take it magnitude or you can take even sign also, it is immaterial for us. So, we take the largest element, mostly in magnitude we can make it, and then divide it out by this, then the largest element of y k plus 1 is going to be 1. Therefore, there is no chance of the round of errors increasing every time, because every time we are now normalizing it. Then the eigenvalue, after certain number of iterations, we shall test this value of lambda, that is limit k tending to infinity y k plus 1 component divided by V k component this. So, we will test the ratios of the corresponding components of the current value of y k plus 1 and the previous V k. This is nothing but the ratios of components of a k plus 1 and a k in the normalized form. Therefore, these will give you n ratios for lambda 1. Now, the iteration is stopped when the difference between the any two ratios is less than given tolerance. So, stopping criteria is when magnitude of difference between any two ratios is less than a given tolerance epsilon. So, we are given a tolerance that you find the solution accurate to 4 decimal places or 5 decimal places, and we will find this eigenvalue lambda 1 such that the difference between any two of these ratios is less than epsilon. That is the required power method. Now, let us apply this on an example. Let us take an example. Let us write the example as find the largest eigenvalue in magnitude and the corresponding eigenvector of the matrix 4 1 0 141 0 1 4. Let us also give assume V 0 is equal to 1 1 1, and let us also give the number of iterations, perform 5 iterations. of the power method. Let us write down the first step. The first step would be to write down y 1 is equal to a v 1, normalize it and then repeat this procedure until the 5 iterations that is required. So, we start with y 1 is equal to a into v 0. Therefore, that will give us 4 1 0 141 0 1 4. We have given the initial vector as 1 1 1. So, we do this. So, I get this as 5 42 and 5. Now, I find the largest element in magnitude of this, that is 42. So, I will call this as m 1, m 1 is equal to 42. Therefore, V 1 now V 1 is 1 upon m 1 of y 1. So, we have to divide this by the largest element in magnitude. So, that will give me 5 by 42. Let us divide it out. I will give the value of this, that is 0.1190 1 0.1190. Now, we go to the next iteration. First iteration is over, second iteration will give us y 2 is equal to a v 1 141 014 into this value 1190 1190. So, this gives me 4 times 1190 plus 1. So, and that is 1.476 and the middle value is 40 times plus 2 times this, that is 40,238 1.4760. Now, we find the largest element in magnitude here, that is your m 2, that is equal to 40.238 and hence our V 2 is, we divide this by 40.2.230. So, we will have here 0.0367 0.0367. Now, at this stage second iteration is complete. So, we go to third iteration. So, let me give the values of the iterates. This is 1.1468, 40.0734, 1.1468. This is what I would get by multiplying with a this particular vector. Now, again I find the largest element in magnitude is this one, that is your m 3 is 40.0734. Division by this element would give me the next vector V 3 and that gives me 0.0286. This completes our third iteration. So, let us go to fourth iteration. The fourth iteration gives me 1.1144, 40.0572, 1.1144. Now, I find the largest element in magnitude, therefore, this is 40.0572 and V 4 is, we divide by this element and I will have this as 0.0278, 0.0278. At this stage the fourth iteration is complete. Now let us go to fifth iteration. This gives me 1.112, 40.0556, 1.112. Therefore, our largest element in magnitude is 40.0556 and V 5 is 0.0277, 0.0277. Now, we have completed the 5 iterations that is required here. Therefore, we can now find out the ratios. Now, lambda 1 would be the ratios for this will be the ratio of Y 5 component by V 4 components. I want the ratio of Y 5 and the previous V, that is the ratio of these two components that is required. That is, the components therefore are 1.1144 divided by, now this is Y 1112, this is 1112 divided by 0.0278 and 40.0556 divided by 1, and the third one is 1.112 by 0.0278. This is the ratio of the component of the present Y and the previous V, that will give these ratios, and this is 39.9712, 40.0556, 39.9712. Now, I can find the what is the error between these values. So, I can find out error, magnitude of the error is 39.9712 minus 40.06, that is approximately 0.844. Therefore, we will take the, to this error we will take the eigenvalue, largest eigenvalue as this. Therefore, the largest eigenvalue in magnitude is equal to, if you just round it off to one digit, it is going to be 39 point this, or we just take it as 40. We can just round it off to one decimal place. So, that will be 40.0 can be taken there. This is of course the largest eigenvalue. Now, the corresponding eigenvector is the current V 5 that we have found. Therefore, the corresponding eigenvector is this, that is your 0.0277, 0.0277 is the correct. Now, the exact eigenvalue of this is, now before we make the exact, if we want the sign of this eigenvalue, we must substitute in A minus lambda I and see that it is equal to 0, to see whether it is a plus 40 or it is minus 40. So, if it is not correct, if we have taken it with the eigenvalue was minus 40 and we have taken it as plus 40, then A minus lambda I is equal to 0 will not be satisfied, it will be a big number. But if you have the correct sign is taken, then we will have the correct eigenvalue from there. Therefore, the sign of the eigenvalue is tested by putting in A minus lambda I. The exact eigenvalue of this is 40.0555. This is the exact eigenvalue for this particular problem.
So, then why did we pick up 40.0556?
Actually, this also converges to, because this is the factor that we are taking out, that factor is division. This also tends to the required eigenvalue, but the as defined we have taken at a particular level ak plus 1, the corresponding ratio of the corresponding components is your lambda 1. Therefore, we would like to take the ratios of this one. Yes, it is true, this also would converge to the eigenvalue, required eigenvalue. When we take that common factor out, then that eigenvalue, that also will correspond to the eigenvalue, that is also comes to the eigenvalue, but in general we take this particular thing, but that is also correct, that is also correct. Attempts have been made to make this power method faster. Now, the most important application of power method is, as we mentioned earlier, we want to find out the rate of convergence of an iterative method, that is Gauss-Jacobi or Gauss-Seidel or successive over relaxation. We need the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of the iteration matrix. Now, we would not like to find all the eigenvalues of the given matrix by the Routy-Hausser method, or if it is symmetric by Jacobi or the Givens method. Therefore, the alternative for that is the power method, which takes very little amount of time. It is simply multiplication of a matrix and a vector repeated a number of times, maybe 50 times, 100 times, that is to be done, and then we have the corresponding ratios of the corresponding components, and we can get the eigenvalue of that. That is the largest eigenvalue in magnitude, which will give the rate of convergence as minus log of spectral radius of the iteration matrix. Therefore, this is the method to be used whenever you want to find the spectral radius of the iteration matrices. One can speed up the convergence of the power method by using a very simple technique, and that is called a shift of origin. We can say that power method can be speeded up by shift of origin. Now, what we mean by the shift of origin is this. So, let us take our eigenvalue problem, A x is equal to lambda x, and let us take k as any number, k is any number, k is any number. Then let us subtract k x from both sides, A x minus k x is lambda x minus k x. That means A minus k I of x is equal to lambda minus k of x. Therefore, this states that lambda minus k is the eigenvalue of A minus k I, and x is the corresponding eigenvector. Therefore, this implies that lambda minus k is the eigenvalue of A minus k I, and x is the eigenvector. Therefore, what has happened is that if I subtract k, this is A minus k I, that means we are subtracting k from the diagonal elements, this is k into I. So, we are subtracting the same number from the diagonal elements, say you are subtracting 5. So, all the elements, then what happens is all eigenvalues are subtracted by the same number. So, if the eigenvalues of a matrix we have lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, we have given a shift by say number 5, then the new eigenvalues are going to be lambda minus 5, lambda 2 minus 5, lambda 3 minus 5, but eigenvector is not going to change, eigenvector is going to the same thing. Now, we can apply the power method on A minus k I. Now, apply power method on k A minus k I. That means, we are going to write y k plus 1 is A minus k I v k, v k plus 1 is equal to y k plus 1 divided by m k plus 1. M k plus 1 is maximum of R of this element of R. That means, the power method gives the dominant eigenvalue of A minus k I. Therefore, power method gives the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of A minus k I. When once we find the largest eigenvalue of A minus k I, we can go back and find out what is the correct eigenvalue. The eigenvalues are now lambda 1 minus k, lambda 2 minus k, and so on lambda n minus k. Therefore, the original eigenvalues will be lambda 1 lambda 2 is we take k to the right hand side and add to this largest eigenvalue. Therefore, I can now find out the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of the original matrix as lambda 1 is equal to the k I have taken to the right hand side and whatever this value that we have got here as mu. Mind you, this is it is giving in magnitude. Therefore, the original eigenvalue would be either with a plus sign or with a negative sign. We do not know its sign. So, it will be plus minus sign. So, I can take k to the right hand side and k plus minus mu, and this eigenvalue I am calling it as mu. The corresponding to the eigenvalue of this, or we can also have this is equal to k plus minus mu. Now, why I had written only these two is that it has been shown that regardless of the value that we take for k here, this power method would converge either to the largest eigenvalue or to the smallest eigenvalue only. Regardless of the value of k, that is chosen, the iteration on A minus lambda I converges to either lambda 1 minus k or to lambda n minus k. Now, let me illustrate this little bit further, what we mean by this. Let us take a very simple example. Let us suppose a matrix has an eigenvalues of A, let us take them as some numbers. So, let us say 40, 30, 1. So, these are the eigenvalues of given matrix. Let me choose k is equal to some number 35 I will choose. So, let me choose k as 35. Therefore, the eigenvalues of A minus lambda I would be 40 minus 35, that is 5, 30 minus 35 minus 5, 1 minus 35, that is minus 34. Now, the iteration on A minus lambda I would converge to plus 34, the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of this. Therefore, power method
A minus ki.
Yes, power method gives the eigenvalue as 34. The eigenvalue is magnitude of this it will give you. So, it will give you the eigenvalue of the A minus lambda I as 34, from which we can determine. Now, if you look at this 34, this corresponds to 1. This is the eigenvalue. When you go back, it is going to give you the eigenvalue as this. This is the, so we are taking this k plus minus mu. So, it is going to converge, therefore, it is converged to the smallest eigenvalue if I taken k is equal to 35. Let us take some other value. Let us take k is equal to some like 15, say 15.5. Let us take 15 minus 0.5. Then A minus lambda I will be 40 minus 15.5, that is 24.5, 30 minus 15.5, that is 14.5, and 1 minus 15.5 minus 14.5. now the power method will give the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of A minus lambda I, that is 24.5. Therefore, now the power method gives 24.5, which will now correspond to the largest eigenvalue, because this correspondence is with respect to largest eigenvalue. Therefore, the correspondence is with the largest eigenvalue. Correspondence is with the largest eigenvalue, which is 40. Therefore, irrespective of therefore the value that we choose here, the iteration is going to converge either to the largest eigenvalue in magnitude or the smallest eigenvalue in magnitude. But the value of now why what was the need actually to introduce this particular shift of the origin? When we started it, we said we wanted to speed up the iteration. We can show that by choosing k suitably we can achieve faster convergence. We also said that everything depends on the ratios. As k tends to infinity, lambda I by lambda 1 in magnitude is less than 1. It will go to 0 faster if lambda I, that means all other eigenvalues, are smaller in magnitude by the leading eigenvalue. Now, if I take this example, if I apply the iteration method on this, the eigenvalue ratio of the next eigenvalue to this is this 30 by 40, that is lambda 2 by lambda 1, and this is 3 by 4, that is 0.75. Therefore, this is the number by which is going to reduce the leading one as we go the iteration, that is 0.75 whole square, 0.7 whole cubed, and so on. That is how the reduction is going to come. Now, let us see when we have done this, when we have done here. Now, the leading eigenvalue is 34, next eigenvalue is 5. Therefore, in this case the ratio is 5 upon 34, right. In this case it is 5 upon 34, and if you now look at this third case, this is 14.5 by 24.5. This is approximately equal to 0.59. Now, we can see that the ratio of lambda 2 by lambda 1 in this case is 0.59, is much smaller than 0.75. Therefore, for this value of k, the convergence is faster. Hence, the convergence is faster if the ratio of the next eigenvalue in magnitude and the largest eigenvalue in magnitude is smaller. Therefore, we conclude that by choosing a suitable shift to the eigenvalue, we can obtain the largest or the smallest eigenvalue in magnitude faster. That is the reason why one can use the shift of the origin to speed up the power method. And another case is that you have in a particular problem that you want to locate a particular eigenvalue. What is the eigenvalue near a particular number? What I can do is I will take that number, subtract from A, find the eigenvalue, then that eigenvalue is going to the smallest. Suppose the eigenvalue is 3.5, you have taken the number as k is 3. Now, when once k is equal to 3, the new final eigenvalue should be 3.5 minus 3, that will be 0.1, and that is going to be the smallest eigenvalue of your new system. Therefore, this will now converge to the smallest eigenvalue of this system. Now we said that it is going to converge to the smallest eigenvalue. Now, how do I find? Power method gives me only the largest eigenvalue, not the smallest eigenvalue. How do I find the smallest eigenvalue? Now, we have a modification of the power method called the inverse power method, which will give the smallest eigenvalue instead of the largest eigenvalue. So, let us find out how we get the smallest eigenvalue. Of a matrix, and this is called the inverse power method. Inverse power method. The idea behind inverse power method is very simple. Let us first review the definition of the eigenvalue problem. Now, I pre-multiply by A inverse. So, I will have A inverse A x is equal to lambda A inverse x Therefore, I bring lambda to this side and I will write the right hand side first. So, I will write A inverse x 1 upon lambda of x. We have discussed this earlier, but at this stage it is very relevant for us again. Now, therefore, 1 upon lambda is the eigenvalue of A inverse and x is eigenvector is same. Therefore, 1 upon lambda gives the eigenvalue of A inverse. X is again the eigenvector, x is the eigenvector. The eigenvector has not changed, the eigenvector is the same. Now, therefore, if I take a matrix A, it has got the eigenvalues of lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n in order, of course, in the order this, then A inverse has got the eigenvalues 1 upon lambda 1, 1 upon lambda 2 and so on 1 upon lambda n. Now, the leading eigenvalue of A, that is the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of A, will now become the smallest eigenvalue of A inverse. So, this is the largest eigenvalue and therefore, its inverse is going to the smallest eigenvalue of A inverse. That means, if I now the smallest eigenvalue, oh sorry, I should have written 1 upon lambda. Now, the smallest eigenvalue of A will become the largest eigenvalue of A inverse. Therefore, if I want the smallest eigenvalue of A, I need to find the largest eigenvalue in magnitude of A inverse. That means, I just need to apply power method on A inverse, because that will give me the largest eigenvalue of A inverse and hence the smallest eigenvalue of A inverse. Therefore, the 1 upon the smallest eigenvalue will be the largest eigenvalue of A inverse. Therefore, the leading eigenvalue will be this will be the largest eigenvalue and this will be 1 upon lambda n of this. Therefore, we conclude apply power method on A inverse, and this is the reason why it is called inverse power method. We are applying the power method on the inverse. So, it is called inverse power method, that is why the name has come as inverse method. Now, let us write down in detail what is the inverse power method, so that we can give the simplest way of getting the iteration. So, let us again start with any initial vector, let V naught be any initial vector, of course, again non orthogonal to the actual eigenvector. Then the iteration is y k plus 1 is A inverse of V k. I am applying the power method on A inverse. Then I have this V k plus 1 is equal to y k plus 1 divided by m k plus 1 and m k plus 1 is maximum of R, the largest elements in magnitude of this. Now, for large matrices we may have some problems of round of error finding A inverse, because we need A inverse explicitly here. Therefore, if you are finding the inverse of a matrix which are in decimal numbers and it is approximate numbers, then the round of error is very big in A inverse, which can disturb the eigenvectors very much. Therefore, in such cases where you have doubt about the round of errors, we do not like to solve this one, but we will make a minor modification of this. I will bring pre-multiply this by A. Therefore, I would write this as A y k plus 1. So, I would now have an alternative procedure, this or this is equal to V k. So, I have written this as A of this one, remaining steps remain the same. Now what has become this? This has become a linear system of algebraic equations. Ay is equal to right hand side, that is you can use any one of your Gauss elimination or the LU decomposition or any method. Now since you are iterating a number of times, the best way is to take this A is L into U. So I can make it L into U is equal to this is Vk. Why? When once you factorize A as L into U, it is then only forward substitution, back substitution for each iteration. So we are going to find the decomposition only once, A is equal to L into U, and for each iteration one forward substitution and one back substitution is to be done. So we can choose any one of these three methods for using the inverse power method, and the safest would be to use this if when you have doubt about the round of errors in the particular problem. And it was also shown that the inverse power method is most powerful to get the eigenvector very accurately. That means the eigenvector in this particular case comes out very accurately. Eigenvectors are computed very accurately. Now let us illustrate this also by an example. Let us take an example. Find the smallest eigenvalue and the corresponding eigenvector of, let me take this as 2 minus 1 0 minus 1 2 minus 1 0 minus 1 2. Let us also specify the number of iterations, use 4 iterations of inverse power method. Issue, let us give the initial vector, again let us take it as 1 1 1. Now let me apply the first method that we have, that is A inverse. Let us find A inverse for this matrix and then find it. So I will give the value of A inverse here. Value of A inverse is 3 by 4, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 3 by 4. Now I am applying the power method on this. Therefore I will determine y1 is A inverse V0. So let us write down the first step, later on I will give the remaining values, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 2, 3 by 4. Now this I will write it as, I will simplify this 1.5 to 1.5. Now the largest value here is 2, so I will have m1 is equal to 2. Therefore V1 is 1.5 by 2, that is 0.75, 1.75. Now I get the remaining iterates, I will give you the remaining iterates. Y2 comes out to be 1.25, 1.75, 1.25, and V1 V2 is 1.7143, 0.7143, and y3 is 1.2143, 1.7143, 1.2143, and V3 is 0.783, 0.783. And the fourth iteration gives me this 1.2083, 1.7083, 1.2083, and V4 is 0.7073, 0.7073. Now, I need to find the ratios for this eigenvalue mu, which will be the ratios of the components of y4 and the previous v, that is your v3 components. So, ratio of these components, and these are 1.2083 by 0.7083, this divided by this is 1.7083, and this is 1.2083 by 0.7083, and these values are 1.7059, 1.7083, 1.7059. Now, we can see the error is 0.2024, that is your magnitude of the error in this case is subtract these two, that is 0.024. So, the magnitude of error is 2 to 4. So, we have got the, even in 4 iterations we have got the value quite accurately. And the corresponding eigenvector is V4. The corresponding eigenvector is V4. Now, we have got let us now take the value, let us approximate it mu as say 1.71, I can approximate it as 1.71. Then magnitude of lambda. Now, I want the smallest eigenvalue of the original matrix, that is our lambda n, that is equal to 1 upon mu, this is the largest eigenvalue of A inverse. Therefore, this is 1 upon 1.71, approximately 0.5848. Of course, I could have kept all the 4 decimal places, but I just for the sake of illustration I have just rounded it off to 2 places. Now, if I want to check whether this sign is 0.58 or not, I must now substitute it in A minus lambda I determinant and see whether this is 0 or not. If this is 0, then this is plus sign, if it is not, it must be the other sign, that will be negative sign. Now, the exact eigenvalue in this problem is 2 minus root 2, that is 0.5858. This is the exact eigenvalue for this particular problem. As I said, the sign must be determined from this, we cannot straight away say that this is the eigenvalue, we can only say this is the required eigenvalue in magnitude. Now, let me close this up with one simple example, which I would give you the, you can complete it I will just give this. Let us consider the following example. The matrix 3 1 1 1 has an eigenvalue close to 3.5, has an eigenvalue close to this one. Now, use shift of origin and power method and inverse power method we need, and inverse power method to find this eigenvalue. Use V0 is 1.5, yes, perform 4 iterations. I want to illustrate the shift to the origin, the importance of the shift to the origin in this case. I will give the first few steps which you can complete it. What you really need to find is A minus lambda I, that is A minus 3.5 I. What is this matrix? This will give you 3 1 1 minus 3.5 0 3.5, which will give us minus 0.5 1 1 minus 2.5. Now, the required eigenvalue is the smallest eigenvalue of this, because the eigenvalue is close to 3.5. Therefore, the required eigenvalue is the smallest eigenvalue of this. Therefore, the required eigenvalue is the smallest eigenvalue in magnitude. Of A minus 3.5. Therefore, I can find the inverse of this, then go through the previous example that we have done, find the eigenvalue and finally, you can test whether the eigenvalue is the same sign. So, I will give you the last step what it gives you. The magnitude of lambda 1 comes out to be y4 r by v3 r. These ratios come out to be, it is only 2 by 2 matrix, 6.6568, 11.6572. So, that the error in this case is 304, that is 304, error is 304. Therefore, you can take this eigenvalue lambda 1 as 11.657. This is the dominant eigenvalue of this A by inverse. Therefore, its inverse will be the least eigenvalue of A inverse. Therefore, the smallest eigenvalue, let us put magnitude, smallest eigenvalue of A is 1 upon lambda minus this, that is equal to 0.0858.
Smallest eigenvalue of A minus 3.5.
Oh, smallest, yes, yes. Yes. Therefore, our required eigenvalue, if we take this as mu of the of A, smallest eigenvalue of A will be 3.5, that is the shift, that is k. We do not know the sign, it will be plus or minus 0.0858. We do not know the sign, so we will make it as 0.58. Either it is 3.5858 or if I subtract this 3.4142. Now, I can now substitute this in A minus lambda I, that means A minus mu I, and then check whether this is 0 or not. Just evaluate the determinant, and it turns out that the value here is smaller one, 3.4142. In this case, the smallest eigenvalue is 3.4142, and the exact eigenvalue is 2 plus root 2, that is 3.4142 is the exact eigenvalue. With this, we complete the topic of numerical solution of algebraic equations and eigenvalue problems. In the next lecture, we shall start the interpolation and approximation. Okay, stop at this one.